The biggest lie is to tell people that they've revised the King James. They didn't revise it. They bait and switched. They walked in with the received text, and they walked out with the Alexandrian text. They walked in with the preserved words of God, and they walked out with the perverted words of man. So of course it's going to look different, and of course it's going to be revised, because it's not the same words.
And may I say this about Westcott and Hort, because I've read all the arguments about, well, they were godly men, or they really, you can't assail the character of a scholar. Okay, I'm a businessman. Those fellows were hired to do a job. Their job was to come up with a revision as small as possible of the King James Bible. Their job was not to replace the New Testament text, which is exactly what they did. In short, they were untrustworthy because they changed from one text to another. They assembled a new Greek text, and that's called the critical text. And that's the one that underlies all modern versions. Well, if you had those guys working for you, the first thing you'd have to do with them is fire them, because they didn't do what they committed to do. Not so much, it's not that they were told to do something. They were told to do something, but they agreed to do something. These guys broke their agreement. They didn't do what they promised that they would do. So you can say, well, you know, one of these guys belonged to the ghostly guild, or, you know, somebody else prayed to Mary, or any of those things. Look, who cares what those guys did? All I'm telling you is they had a job to do, and they didn't do the job they agreed to do. Now, those kind of people that don't do what they tell you they're going to do, you can't trust them. So why should you trust the text that they created?
It'd be like if you came to take your Toyota into the service center, and when it came out, it was a Yugo. It's not the same thing.
Right.
You would not trust those repairmen now, would you?
Not in the least.